Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are starting something important, something simple, but something powerful. Today, we begin with one question. What is attitude? Most people think attitude means being positive. They think it means smiling all the time. They think it means pretending everything is fine. But attitude is not pretending. Attitude is not a mask. Attitude is how you think when life is normal. Attitude is how you react when things go wrong. Attitude is what happens inside you before you speak. Your attitude is not what you say to others. It is what you say to yourself. Every day you face small moments, small delays, small problems, small pressure. Your attitude decides how these moments shape you. Two people can live the same life, same job, same problems, same pressure. One grows stronger, the other grows tired. The difference is attitude. Attitude is not mood. Mood changes quickly. You feel good in the morning. You feel tired in the evening. Attitude stays deeper than mood. Mood says, I feel lazy today. Attitude says, I will still try. Mood says, I'm tired. Attitude says, I will move slowly, but I will move. This is why attitude controls direction, not feelings. Many people wait for feeling ready. They wait to feel confident. They wait to feel motivated. But life does not wait. A weak attitude waits for comfort. A strong attitude moves with discomfort. Attitude shows itself in small choices. Do you complain, or do you adjust? Do you quit, or do you pause and continue? Most people do not fail because life is hard. They fail because their attitude gives up early. Think about this. When something small goes wrong, what is your first reaction? Do you say, why does this always happen to me? Or do you say, okay, what can I do now? That sentence inside your head is your attitude speaking. Your attitude becomes your habit. Your habit becomes your lifestyle. This is why attitude is not small. It is the foundation. You can have skills, you can have knowledge, you can have talent, but without the right attitude, nothing stays consistent. A person with average ability and a strong attitude will go further than a person with high ability and a weak attitude, because attitude decides effort, and effort decides progress. Now think about learning English. Many people say, I understand English, but I cannot speak. The problem is not English. The problem is attitude. Fear is an attitude. Avoidance is an attitude. Waiting is an attitude. A strong attitude says, I will speak even if it's slow. A weak attitude says, I will speak when I am perfect. Perfection never comes, but progress comes to those who try. Attitude also decides how you see mistakes. A weak attitude says, this mistake proves I am bad. A strong attitude says, this mistake is part of learning. Same mistake, different attitude, different future. This is why attitude is quiet but powerful. It does not shout. It does not announce itself. It shows up in daily behavior. How you wake up, how you speak to yourself, how you handle pressure. Attitude decides if you move forward or stay stuck. You don't need to change your whole life today. You only need to notice your attitude. Awareness is the first step. When you notice your thoughts, you gain control. When you ignore them, they control you. Most people live on autopilot. They react without thinking. They complain without understanding. A strong attitude pauses, it observes, then it chooses. This does not mean being positive all the time. It means being responsible for your response. Life will still have problems. People will still disappoint you. Progress will still be slow sometimes. But with the right attitude, you don't break, you adapt. This is where change begins, not outside, inside. In the next part, we will go deeper. We will talk about how negative attitudes are built and how they quietly destroy growth. For now, remember this. You don't need a new life. You need a stronger attitude. And when your attitude changes, everything else starts to follow. Something quiet. Something hidden. Negative attitude. Negative attitude is not always loud. It does not always complain. Sometimes it feels calm. Sometimes it feels normal. It does not shout. It whispers. It says things like, "Not now. Later is better. I will start tomorrow." These sentences feel harmless, but they slowly stop movement. Negative attitude rarely destroys life in one day. It delays life every day. It makes you wait. It makes you hesitate. It makes you overthink. And slowly, waiting becomes your habit. Many people feel tired without working hard. They feel heavy without carrying weight. That heaviness comes from negative thinking. Negative attitude turns small tasks into pressure. It makes easy things feel difficult. You wake up already tired, not because of work, but because of resistance inside the mind. Complaining is one form of negative attitude. Complaining feels like relief, but it trains weakness. Every time you complain, your brain learns that you are powerless. It stops looking for solutions. It starts looking for excuses. Excuses are another form of negative attitude. Excuses protect comfort, but comfort blocks growth. I don't have time. I am not ready. I will start when I feel confident. These are not facts. They are habits of thinking. Negative attitude also hides inside comparison. You look at others, their speed, their confidence, and you forget your own direction. Comparison steals focus, and focus is power. Without focus, effort becomes scattered. Another quiet form of negative attitude is the way you talk to yourself. Your inner voice shapes your energy. If that voice is harsh, your confidence slowly breaks. Many people motivate others, but attack themselves. They say, "You are slow. You are not good enough. You always fail." This voice feels honest, but it is destructive. Negative self-talk trains fear. Fear creates avoidance. Avoidance creates delay, and delay becomes your lifestyle. Now think about learning English again. Many people say, "I understand English, but I cannot speak." That block is not language. That block is attitude. Fear of mistakes, fear of judgment, fear of sounding weak. Negative attitude says silence is safer. But silence never creates fluency. Every time you avoid speaking, fear becomes stronger. Negative attitude also weakens discipline. You plan, you start, you stop. Not because you are lazy, but because your attitude drains energy. A negative attitude focuses on discomfort. A strong attitude focuses on direction. This is the real cost of negative attitude. It does not ruin life loudly. It slowly reduces potential. Days feel heavy. Progress feels far. But here is an important truth. Negative attitude is learned, and what is learned can be changed. Your brain believes what you repeat. Repeated thoughts, repeated reactions, repeated excuses. Awareness breaks this pattern. When you notice negative thinking, you weaken it. When you ignore it, it controls you. A strong attitude does not fight thoughts angrily. It pauses. It observes. It says, I see this thought, but I will choose differently. That pause changes everything. Negative attitude says, stop. Strong attitude says, continue slowly. Negative attitude says, this is hard. Strong attitude says, this is training. Same situation, different meaning. Meaning controls emotion. Emotion controls action. This is why attitude change is not about being positive. It is about being responsible. Responsible for your response. And when responsibility appears, strength follows. And when responsibility appears, strength follows. Because responsibility changes one thing: your response to pressure. Pressure is part of life. It always has been, and it always will be. Pressure comes from work, from expectations, from time, from people. You cannot remove pressure, but you can change how you meet it. A weak attitude panics under pressure. It rushes, it reacts, it tries to escape. A strong attitude slows down. It breathes, it observes, it responds. This difference is everything. Pressure itself is not the enemy. Reaction is. When pressure appears, your attitude is revealed. Do you tighten or do you adapt? Many people think strong people feel less pressure. That is not true. Strong people feel pressure. They just don't let it control them. They don't fight pressure emotionally. They work with it mentally. Pressure tests focus. A weak attitude looks at everything at once. Too many thoughts, too many worries, too much noise. A strong attitude simplifies. It asks one question: what matters right now? This question reduces stress, because stress grows when the mind tries to control everything. But control is not possible. Choice is. You cannot control outcomes. You cannot control people. But you can control effort and response. This is real power. Under pressure, negative attitude speaks loudly. It's too much. I can't handle this. I will fail. A strong attitude answers calmly. One step, one task, one moment. This is how pressure becomes manageable. Now think about learning English again. Many people feel pressure when they speak. Their heart beats faster. Their mind goes blank. They feel judged. They feel rushed. That pressure is normal, but attitude decides what happens next. A weak attitude says, I should stop. A strong attitude says, I will slow down. Slow speech is not weakness. Slow speech is control. When you slow down, your brain catches up. Your words become clearer. Your confidence becomes steadier. Pressure also appears in consistency. You miss one day, then another. Pressure says, you failed. A weak attitude believes it. A strong attitude reframes it. I paused. I will continue. No drama, no punishment, just movement. This calm relationship with pressure protects progress. People who grow do not avoid pressure. They learn to stay steady inside it. This steadiness builds trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your process, and that trust creates confidence. Confidence that does not depend on mood. Confidence that does not disappear on bad days. Pressure will come again, but each time your response becomes stronger, not louder, not harder, calmer. And calm is strength. Because calm allows one thing: consistency. Consistency is not doing a lot. Consistency is not being perfect. Consistency is not stopping. Most people don't fail because they try once. They fail because they stop trying. They stop when progress feels slow. They stop when effort feels boring. A weak attitude wants fast results. A strong attitude respects time. It understands something important. Real change is quiet. It happens without applause, without excitement, without proof at first. Consistency is choosing again. Choosing to continue even when motivation disappears. This is where attitude becomes identity. You stop saying, "I am trying to be consistent." You start saying, "I am someone who continues." Identity changes behavior faster than rules. When you see yourself as someone disciplined, your actions follow naturally. You don't force yourself. You don't argue with yourself. You simply act in alignment. This is why small promises matter. When you say you will do something and you do it, your mind learns trust. Trust creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. Momentum makes consistency easier. Now think about English again. Many people practice for a few days, then they stop. Not because English is hard, but because consistency is uncomfortable. A weak attitude says, "I missed one day, it's over." A strong attitude says, "I missed one day, I continue today." No guilt, no drama, just return. This calm return is the secret of long-term growth. Consistency also removes fear. When you repeat something daily, it stops feeling scary. Your brain says, "This is normal now." And what feels normal no longer creates resistance. This is how fluency grows, not by talent, not by intelligence, but by daily contact, daily listening, daily speaking, daily exposure. Even small amounts matter. 5 minutes of focus is better than 1 hour of pressure. Consistency also protects peace. You stop rushing, you stop comparing, you stay in your lane, and in that lane, progress feels lighter. Now let's talk about discipline again. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. It is doing what you said you would do, even when no one is watching. This builds inner strength, strength that does not depend on mood, strength that does not depend on praise. This is quiet power, and quiet power lasts. Over time, this consistency shapes your life, not suddenly, not dramatically, but steadily. And one day, you realize something has changed. You are calmer, more focused, more confident. Not because life became easy, but because your attitude became stable. And stability is freedom. Freedom is often misunderstood. People think freedom means no rules, no pressure, no responsibility. But real freedom is different. Real freedom is control. Control over reactions, control over habits, control over direction. When your attitude is stable, life stops shaking you. Problems still come, pressure still appears, but you are no longer pushed around by it. You respond instead of reacting. This is freedom. A stable attitude does not mean you feel strong every day. It means you stay steady even on weak days. You don't quit because of emotion. You don't change direction because of mood. You continue. This is why attitude is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Attitude stays. And what stays shapes your life. Now, think about who you are becoming. Not who you want to impress, not who you want to copy, but who you are quietly building. Every calm response, every small effort, every return after stopping, these moments build identity. You don't wake up one day as a new person. You slowly remove what weakens you. Excess reaction, unnecessary fear, self-doubt. What remains is clarity, and clarity creates peace. Peace does not mean life is easy. Peace means your mind is clean. A clean mind makes clear decisions. Clear decisions create a stable life. This is the long path, not fast, not loud, but real. Now, connect this to English one last time. You don't need to be fluent today. You need to be present today. Speak one sentence. Listen carefully. Continue tomorrow. This daily presence is what builds fluency. Not pressure, not comparison, just steady contact. If you stay steady, growth will follow. Quietly, without announcement. One day you will notice something. English feels lighter. Thinking feels clearer. And confidence feels natural. Not forced, not fake, earned. This is the result of attitude done right. You didn't rush. You didn't quit. You stayed. And staying changes everything. This is not the end. This is a way of living, a way of thinking, a way of becoming stronger without becoming hard. Calm, clear, consistent, and free.